Hi, it's Yvonne. Today I wanted to go unscripted and share a little bit about an awareness that came to me this weekend. And the theme of it is like seeing the past through the lens of grace. Um, so if that title resonates with you, I trust the contents will speak to you, and I hope you'll stick with me for a few minutes. So, as I've been unpacking a lot of layers inside of me, and I come to new awarenesses like all the time. The past few months have been intense, and sometimes, like every day, there was a new awareness or a new insight. And some of those awarenesses, or maybe even many of those, when it comes into my awareness of like, oh wow, this is where I've been getting in the way of myself, or oh, this is where I've been people pleasing, or oh, this is where I've been sabotaging my own healing and not, and yeah, unconsciously getting in the way of my own progress. And every time it was like my first response would be like, oof, ouch, ouch, that's like painful to see. And the reason that it's painful is because there's judgment. And when there's judgment, of course, underneath that is a layer of guilt and shame, where I'm making myself wrong for having been in those patterns. Now, thankfully, by now I'm quite practiced in like meeting those layers and letting those go. But what I was left with was this deep sadness for those past versions of me, thinking like, oh my God, honey, you've been in so much pain and you didn't even know it, or you were suppressing so much or denying yourself so much and you didn't even know it. And it just tainted my past. And particularly now as my marriage comes to an end, I mean, that's 28 years. And I don't want to feel sad about those 28 years. So, but I, of course, I also don't no longer want to be in denial about what was playing. But I just didn't really know how to really hold that. So I found myself just surrendering it to the universe and just say, you know what, I want to see this differently. Help me to see this differently. And today it hit me, and I have a feeling that you may be able to relate, so I thought I'd share. It is this. It came to me this morning that one of my biggest passions in life now is to assist other self-healers who are on this path, who have been traveling on a very similar road that I have, maybe with a different diagnosis, maybe with a different history in terms of events and what happened, but very similar in terms of the emotions that sparked and in the limitation that caused and the struggles emotionally that some, those that I'm supporting now are also dealing with. And I realized that I couldn't be the coach that I am now and the coach that I am becoming if it hadn't have been for every single experience adding to that mission, to that message. It has made me a far more compassionate human being, a far more understanding human being, and compassion and understanding are the major themes in my life. And so it deepened me as a person. I like myself so much more now. I love myself so much more now because of what happened. So not only is that alone adding to who I am now and the depth of joy that that I get to experience now, moving forward. Currently, some challenges, but that the depth of joy that even now sometimes I do experience, it's because of all of those quote unquote negative moments, or those especially those places where I got in my own way and sabotaged my own progress, and were in protective mechanisms and in denial and suppression. All of that was necessary, not just necessary, but wanted by me. I believe that on a soul level, I chose some of those experiences going in because it was part of my intention for this life. You don't have to agree with me on that, but I that is how I look at it. And secondly, I want this. I wanted it at the time because with the choices that I was aware of, there were choices that I made, reactive patterns that I got into, and that is the life that at that time I thought I wanted, or the choice that I wanted to make with the understanding and awareness that I had at the time. And most importantly, I want it now. I want those things to have happened. Every single one of them, even the suppression, the denial, the ways that I've denied my own self-expression, and the ways that I've been people pleasing, and I want all of those things. And right now, I genuinely want all of those things to have happened and to have been part of my story, because all of it brought me here to the person that I am now, and the mission that I'm now on, and the message that I now want to embody, not just speak about, not just express, but just I want to embody that all of that is okay, because it always brings us to some place that is far more beautiful and far more exquisite than ever could have happened without those challenging moments, without those protective patterns and sabotaging behaviors. And let's just also collectively stop calling it that, shall we? Because that just invites more guilt and shame. It can be so hard to come into these awareness of like, oh, this is where I'm getting in my way, and that's where I'm getting in my way. But all of that awareness is beautiful, because without that awareness, you can't make a new choice. And it's in making that new choice that you're deliberately creating a life that is far more exquisite than the life that could have happened had you had that awareness earlier. Had I had some of these awarenesses at 18 or at 24, my life would have been different. And yes, I might have sidestepped some suffering, but probably I would have been headed toward a whole different batch of suffering. And I am not at all convinced that that road would have led to a better place. I want to be here. And there's no place I'd rather be than here. So for me, this is the better place. I am better now. I am more loving now, more compassionate, more understanding, more vital, more alive, more passionate, more playful. And all of it adds to what I'm about to do next. And all of those future experiences would have been less had it not been for every tear that I cried, every obstacle that I banged my head against. And that just brings me so much peace right now. Because then I can genuinely be grateful for everything that happened, because all of it led me here to this moment in time, even with the struggles that I still have. Like I'm aware of symptoms right now. I'm aware of emotions right now. Like this is not about getting to some perfectly healed place where everything looks magical. It's not about that. It's actually being thankful for the challenges that are still here. And, I have some things coming up today that are challenging, and I'm going to have some emotions around that. But all of that's completely okay with me, because I'm no longer trying to get to this idea that once I've, unpacked all of my patterns and gotten over my protective mechanisms, that I'll end up in this perfect place, this magical, airy fairyland. I don't even want to get there. I want to be here, and I want to be me, and I want to be doing what I'm doing. And everything that happened before has added to what I'm experiencing now, and is amplifying in ways that I can't even know yet what I'm about to step into. My future is going to be so much brighter and more beautiful because of everything that I've lived before. So just wanted to share that. Let me know if this resonates with you. And I'll leave it here and go enjoy my beautiful day. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.